What is going on, everybody? Darkside Phil here, and welcome to my April special. And every April, for the past several years, since I've even been doing videos on YouTube, I take a little bit of time out in early April to talk about the greatest. And we've, in previous years, been talking a lot about the greatest games of different genres of all time. We talked about the greatest sports game in Scottie Pippen Slam City, of course. We talked about the greatest survival horror game. We actually talked about the greatest music games last year with all of those awesome music video games that revolutionized that whole gaming market. And this year we're going to mix it up a little bit, okay? This year we're going to actually talk about the greatest gamer of all time. Now, you may be thinking, wow, there's so many good gamers out there. I mean, there's professional level fighting game players, and there's MLG for first-person shooters, and what about the huge and giant competitive circuit that there is for StarCraft and StarCraft 2, and what about League of Legends? There's just all this competitiveness when it comes to video games, and there always has been. And there's people who tire aimlessly at achieving a higher level of excellence when it comes to competitive gaming. And so when you really want to narrow it down to who is the greatest gamer of all time, there's just such a wide gamut of people who you would consider. And a lot of people, I'm sure, could debate this for months on end and never come to a resolution. Well, today, we're going to solve that question. Because today, we are going to definitively determine the greatest gamer of all time, because we already know who it is. It's me, Darkside Phil. I mean, since I've been on YouTube in 2008, I have played so many games that I have now reached the epitome, the peak, the highest level of quality of any gamer anywhere. And everyone knows that when you have a new game and you want to see a professional level, perfectionist playthrough, you come to DSPGaming in order to see that. I mean, I've done so many awesome, epic runs, first time, by the way. I'm not like all those other YouTubers who they sit there and they play the game for hours on end and they get a perfectionist run by editing the clips and taking out their fails and foibles. I just sit down, pop the game in, start playing, and I'm just gold. From start to finish, I've done so many games where I don't even die. I barely take any damage. I've been flawless in my runs of every fighting game I've ever played, never actually lost a match. And in so many games, just getting the platinum trophies right off the bat and getting every achievement and being a completionist and just really showing that level of excellence. And I really feel that it's come from the fact that I dedicate myself so much to being patient with the games. I never try to rush through. I always take my time, because everyone knows that when you take your time, you actually will learn the game mechanics, the controls. By just rushing in willy-nilly, you can have a lot of epic fails and rages and problems, and that's the problem with most gaming YouTubers today. They don't take the time to be patient like I am. So, what we're going to do today is we're actually going to try to challenge me, okay? And I found in my career on YouTube that there's never been a game that's really, like, beat me. Every game that I sit down and play, I just whoop the living shit out of it, and it's ridiculous to the point where I'm starting to find YouTube boring because there's just no challenge anymore to games. I may have to move on and do something else. So today I'm really going to apply myself. I'm going to say, listen, Phil, enough with the whooping the ass of every game that you play. You got to think outside the box. What are you going to do to challenge yourself so that you actually have a challenge for once and that it's not boring anymore? Because that's a lot of people have been saying, Phil, we just don't want to watch your content anymore because you whoop the game's asses so nastily. It's just too good. It's like we don't want to see perfectionists run. We actually want to see someone who might struggle or who might have a little bit of rage every once in a while, because that's funny to see the human experience of someone playing a game, not someone just, you know, whooping the game's ass. And we're just tired of it. I mean, after winning several EVOs, after, you know, basically winning every tournament and thing that I've ever entered in my life, after destroying games that aren't competitive and playthroughs, people get bored. And I understand that. So today, we're applying ourselves, we're going to mix it up. I have to challenge myself being the best gamer in the world. I have to do something about it. So, momentarily, we're going to do something I've never done before. It's actually going to be something that was only possible this year because of my switch over to direct capture and live streaming and using programs like XSplit and such. So it's something that I've never attempted. It may be an epic fail, but I think that I'm really going to try to challenge myself here, and let's just get to it rather than dilly-dallying. So, myself being the greatest gamer in the world, never failing, I need to apply some kind of a challenge. Let's do it right now, and let's get to it.